Hi everyone, this is Euan Thum, and I'm from the Expansive Talks podcast.
And this is Patricia, and I'm from the Better You podcast.
Yeah, hi everyone. So this is a very special episode because both Patricia and I were actually just starting out in creating podcasts, and we thought that it would be such an amazing opportunity to sort of come together and see how it goes.
No, exactly. No, you and I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me and just reaching out to have this collaboration. I think it's really nice, to just start out 2025 and just talk about our 25 bucket list for the year 2025.
Yeah, exactly. Because don't you like the sound of it? 25 goals in 2025.
So fancy, very Euan, I feel.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. So Patricia, just for a bit of a context for our audience, I got to know Patricia back in 2019 because we went to the same university actually, and we were housemates for 2 years.
Right.
And funny time. A lot of things happened. Did a lot of stuff together, and it's cute and it's funny how we have both decided to sort of venture into podcasting around the same time. And yeah.
I mean, like, great minds think alike. Don't they say, Euan?
Yeah. All right. So getting back to like what we're going to talk about today, which is 25 goals in 2025. So like before this, both of us actually sort of wrote down our 25 goals. And we sort of did it in like 4 different categories. And today we are going to dissect each and every one of them, and sort of share what kind of stuff that you actually look forward to in 2025. And maybe you guys can also share with us in the comments what you guys want to achieve throughout the year.
Exactly. I think it's a nice cherry on the top, and also just inspire like other people. If you guys, like the listeners out there, if you haven't thought about what bucket list you might have, hopefully this episode might inspire you to start thinking, because we're still really early on in the year, right, Euan? So there's just so much time for people to like just improve themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I'm all for setting goals and keeping track, because I feel like sometimes you kind of have to write it down, and then you'll be able to hold yourself accountable. And especially if you share your list of goals with your friends, then they will be there to support you, to help you, to if you need certain things and you need advice or you need help with certain things, then they will be there for you.
No, totally agree. And I think it's good, especially you brought up a really good point about setting goals with others, because when you're in this together, because if you're doing it alone, I mean, for me at least, like I kind of like get lazy or demotivated. But if you're doing it with someone else, both of you are just committed to doing it, and you guys just support each other. So I think that's a good thought.
Yeah. All right. So without further ado, let's get into our list of 25 goals in 2025.
Yay!
All right. So the 4 different categories which I've mentioned are travel, health and fitness, career and development, and also hobby and interests.
Nice.
So we'll talk about our travel plans first, because
travel, right?
People who know me know I'm
Yes.
actually all about travels. I love going out there. I love experiencing different cultures, seeing sceneries, taking photos of beautiful places.
Including Euan himself. Yes, I know.
That's true.
I mean, no, self-love. That is a care of self-love. Yeah, nothing wrong.
Yeah. All right. So basically, I think for 2025, one target that I've set for myself is that I should do 2 major hikes. Well, I mean, I kind of have 2 different places in mind at the moment, but then I kind of don't want to promise as well, because I think plans changes so quickly that who knows if I might not be able to make them, and it'll be so embarrassing. But so long as I sort of don't limit myself to which hikes they are, so long as they have two major hikes. Actually, just to share a bit, like actually in the past, in 2023,
Right.
I actually hiked Mount Kinabalu in the early half of the year, and I thought that there would be such a good momentum to have, two major fitness thing, one in each half of the year. So then in the second half of the year, I actually did a half marathon. But last year, that momentum kind of broke because I didn't do anything for the first half of the year because I was too busy. But I did end up doing a full marathon, my first full marathon in the second half of the year. So that kind of compensates for, let's pretend that it was two half marathon.
No, you're good.
But like this year, so this year I kind of wanted to be like two major hikes. One early on of the year, and one would be like in the second half.
Amazing stuff. Yeah, I'm sure you can do that. Yeah.
How about you? Any plans for hiking?
Unfortunately, I'm not a hiker myself. I'm more towards I think our travel styles, which is interesting, right? Because we stayed together, and I know like Euan, he's like more towards nature and all, but I can say for myself, it's more towards like a chill trip and fancy one, like no sweat involved. So in terms of my travel plans for 2025, I actually have one that is a road trip with 5 friends, and essentially I hope to visit 2 states in the UK. So I think this one is good because it covers a few areas that I wanted to do in 2025. One is like, having a road trip, that's like the travel aspect, but also doing it with friends. I think that's good because it would just, just be closer with my friends. And it's different, right, if you travel alone, because right, you and I do a few like solo travelings myself. So it's something that I'm really excited for. And yeah, that's for me for travel. Anything else for you for travel? Because I'm sure there's more to the list, knowing you.
I think basically, like you said just now, I do go on hikes because I realized that I have been becoming more physically active over the years, and then I also love having my photos taken, love taking photos of nature. So I wanted to go to do free diving if I can. So free diving is the one where you dive without an oxygen tank.
Oh.
Yeah, because the one with oxygen tank is known as scuba diving. But I just really feel like you can't capture much of yourself in the water because you won't even recognize that is you if you're doing scuba diving.
Right. That's true. Okay, I see what you mean in terms of the pictures, right, later on.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's more important than your safety, you're saying?
Yeah, and then I would love to visit Kuala Kubu Baru. Kuala Kubu Baru is better known as KKB, which is actually north of Selangor. And you see, the thing about it is it's far enough away that I don't want to drive there, but it's close enough compared to so many other places that can offer like good hiking spots and also nice waterfalls. So I'm really hoping that, this year is a good year that I just do it for myself, like just drive there, go for a hike.
No, I think you made a really good point and got me thinking, right? Because to the listeners out there, if you may not know this, but Euan, he's in Malaysia, and then I'm also Malaysian. However, like my audience is more towards the UK because I'm working in the UK at the moment. So I like how when you're bringing up, this Malaysia places that my UK audience might be interested in. So like do check out Euan's page, because if Euan ever goes to Kuala Bubu Baru, I think that'll be really pretty pictures that, about nature, and just come visit Malaysia.
Yeah. How about, actually, I'm just kind of curious. Just now you mentioned you're going to like 2 different states in the UK, but which 2 states do you have in mind?
Oh, that's a good question. I never really thought yet about it. I guess it's more towards my friends and I, when we come to making a decision, that's when because it's some people already might have went to like, you know, a few states already. I actually have no preference. It's more like just going on my bucket list will be doing a road trip where some like driving and then you're just staying in the truck. I think that's the main experience that I want to achieve. And I think to add on to that, right, I want to also share like there's a self-care travel aspect that I want to do. So I've always been trying to do this after my exam. So if people like audience, you might not know this, but I'm working and also studying towards an ACCA qualification. So after I'm done my exams, my energy is like gone. Like, and one of the way that I wanted to do was to book myself a hotel in London. Just like one day, just do like stay there and, you know, just do nothing, or maybe just go out and food. But just get out of my house where I'm like studying. I've always been studying. But I've not been able to do that because like one, it's not cheap in London. And also I just didn't find the motivation. So hopefully now that it's on my bucket list, it's there. And like I will try my best to do that. Yeah. Great. Cool.
Yeah, I think that's such a cool one because it's kind of like
an expensive
one.
That
yes, expensive. But at the same time, it's kind of like because we always hold ourselves back.
Yeah, I agree.
From achieving certain things that are, technically speaking, relatively easy to achieve. So I feel like being able to sort of put it in a list like what we have now, it kind of pushes us because it sets a target. So it pushes us towards doing it. You know, it's like we're holding ourselves accountable. This year, I must be able to give myself that.
Yeah. And also, I think just going back to about, like, if you're doing it with a friend, right? So let's say Euan checks in with me half a year later. And then it's like, how many have you achieved? I really achieved XXX. And then I'm like, oh no. Like, you know, it makes you like, okay, have a reality check. So having those listed and then part of, like, the 25. And 25, it's, thank God we are still in 2025, Euan, because let's say we are 2040, then you have like 40 lists to achieve. That's going to be harder, but it's not impossible. But yeah, having those listed out, hopefully that's a good idea for our listeners out there to get on with those. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it's also because we grow every year.
Oh,
so
wow.
Like, next year, 2026, you should then have the strength to do one more target.
Because you've been through 1 year of life. That's true. Growth, yeah. Wow. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to talking about my travel plans.
Yes.
I also would like to... so speaking of states, right? So there is one state left in Malaysia that I've not been to, and it's called Kelantan, which is on the northeastern side of the peninsula. So like, I really want to find, you know, an opportunity to go there to sort of see the local cultures and the nature there.
Right.
So, yeah, so if that's something, I think I have been holding that plan back because it's far away. And I've never really held myself accountable to do it. So I would like to do it this year. And another one would be to visit Brunei, which is on the other side of Malaysia, on East Malaysia. Brunei is a separate country, but it's a neighboring one. So technically speaking, it's relatively not so far away as compared to like all the other places that I've been to.
Right.
Because sometimes I do think about like, you know, how we allow ourselves to go much further away. But how about the neighboring countries? Yeah, I think that would be similar to you, right? Because like in the UK, if you're in the UK, you are technically speaking accessible to a lot of countries in Europe.
Right. Correct.
So it would be such a great opportunity to visit them because you are already there.
Yeah, the cost is much cheaper, and I know Euan, he's traveled so many Europe countries when he was a student, which is amazing. He's probably like now what, you're like 20, is it 26, right? And you've traveled so much already. So impressive, yeah. And all within budget, you know, like
Yeah,
It's
within budget.
you don't have to travel expensive. I mean, well, it depends also on your travel style. Like if you want more comfortable, then obviously you would need to understand that you need to pay a bit more. But like if you're flexible like Euan, you can always get like at budget, which he's good at that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more.
Wow, is that really confident guy? Good.
Yeah, that's why. So I think just one last one on my travel
Nice. Yeah.
travel plans is that I would want to go to a major city overseas. Because I realized since coming back from the UK, every year I've been able to go to a major international city. Like when so I went to Taipei in 2023. I went to Hong Kong in 2024. So 2025, there should be one major city that is of so-called international standards. I'm looking at Melbourne.
Wow. Upgrade.
It's expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Let's see hopefully everything works out well.
Okay. Maybe you might need to work overtime a bit more. Hopefully not.
If they allow me to, I would. Why not?
Oh my god, really? Oh wow. Dedication, this one. Yeah. It's okay, work hard now that you can enjoy more, right? Yeah. Okay. So I think before we move on to the next section, I just wanted to share like the last one on my travel is to visit at least 3 countries in 2025. So in 2024, I think I've traveled probably only maybe 2 to 3 or so, but including that was Malaysia anyways, and I know there wasn't much. One is I did a solo traveling to Amsterdam early in the year, and then end of last year my family came to visit me in the UK, so we went to Scotland and Edinburgh, I went to Edinburgh before, so there wasn't much going on in 2024 because I was studying while like working, so I couldn't dedicate much time and energy for that. So hopefully in 2025 I should qualify by July, and then I want to focus on, I've worked hard enough, so I should at least use up my money. So hopefully 3 countries. I have a few that I've always wanted to go Italy because my parents went there for honeymoon, and I heard that it's really romantic, and so many of my friends went there when they were students, but I didn't go yet. So hopefully that. And then there's also US. It has been held back for a bit because obviously as a Malaysian passport holder, you need a visa, and doing it in the UK, I know it takes quite a while just to get an appointment, so that's been demotivating me for a bit. But I think what I can do at least is just try to sign up for a date and then see how it goes. So hopefully once I qualify, I have a date and then all goes well. And then I think the visa, from conversations with my friends, is like 10 years. And then one of the other place that I always wanted to go, because I'm Muslim, right? So I've always wanted to go Mecca, but it's not cheap. And I think some good news is that my family said that hopefully we can go there end of this year. So I'm really excited. I hope that is realized, because like my grandparents are getting older and they also want to go on that trip with me. So hopefully in December I might go back to Malaysia, and I'm already qualified all of that. So spend time with family and then go to Mecca. This one is just, Paris is also on my list. I've been to Paris before, but this one is a bit special because I've always been a Disney fan. So I've been to Hong Kong Disneyland and Tokyo Disneyland, only these 2. So I want to try to tick off like all of the Disneylands. So hopefully Paris and maybe US, that'd be nice.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
Yeah, expensive.
Oh, in fact, I said I went to Hong Kong last year.
Right.
I actually went to Disneyland.
Oh yes. How was it? How was your experience?
Because I went to Paris before I came back to Malaysia, so then I realized the concept is very similar. Yeah, concept is very similar. I felt like maybe I preferred the one in Paris.
Is it because it's bigger?
Oh, was it? I think maybe because there was a bit more of a
variety,
surprise element there because it was my first time.
Oh yeah.
So you know, like everything felt new and special.
Yuan, you know what this reminds me of? Diminishing marginal utility. Economics, oh god, you know the ice cream theory where like the first time you're eating ice cream is so
watch out because you are targeting Paris and also the US.
I know, right? Yeah. I think I may have to go to Paris first then US because USA is bigger, right? So at least there's some short element, yeah. Okay, we'll see. Great.
But you know, regardless of us having all these like travel plans and all, it's good. But then no matter what, what's more important is still, you know, health and fitness. Because if there's no health, there's no life, there's no travel.
Yeah, no point having so much money, right, if you're sick.
Yeah, exactly. So now we shall move on to the second category, which is health and fitness.
Wow, Yuan, smooth.
Okay, maybe Rashisha can go first.
Okay, me first. Oh wow, mine's quite So I had to think about how I can help myself better, and I think interestingly, like the ones that I thought as a bucket list were just simple ones, but I wanted to put those down because, like, I think Euan brought up this point about like it's easy for us to forget and like the simpler ones, and this is just a reminder. So it's as simple as like practicing like sleeping 8 hours a day and maybe try by like 10 p.m. And I think listeners and maybe Euan, I'm sure like you will resonate with this because as a working professional now, we've graduated university, and even though we are still like in our mid-20s and we don't have a family yet and whatsoever, however, I feel for me at least I can be better at taking care of myself, like in terms of sleep. Because sometimes I feel with the digital and everything, you know, after COVID, like work from home, I feel for me it's like I can see like people are working longer now. Because like there's a good thing from working from home, but sometimes you might, you know, the line between like what your personal life is and your work life is, it's like getting blurrier for me at least. So practicing sleeping 8 hours a day, yes, that's one. And then another one that I want to bring up, which is similar to like my work ethics, would be taking rest for my eyes, and maybe just stretch or walk around every 20 minutes of work or study. This is one of the main ones I feel for my health and fitness, because I always tend to forget. And now it's like I haven't even turned 25 yet, and like my back and shoulder hurts so much. Even after I get like a night's rest, I wake up and it might be even worse than it was before I went to bed. So it's a concern of mine, and I think health and fitness is one thing that's on my high list. Yeah. How about you, Euan?
I feel like a bit similar. It's more like, you know, how do we make sure that we do all of the small things that we would put off because it's forgettable. Yeah. I've heard about you talking about that. You know, back and shoulder problems. I have really bad back posture as well. So I mean, it's been a recurring thing. My posture has always been bad. I know, my friends all know, everybody knows. That's why I feel like this year would probably be like I kind of want to put this on the list so that I will remember to, make sure that my posture is always better. And I was even thinking of like, doing more frequent visits to my chiropractor's office. To sort of consult maybe traditional Chinese medicine, because I know they do kind of like massage that is able to sort of complement better posture development. So I think that is also one of the things that I want to check out. And I think just now talking about how a lot of the things are kind of like mundane on a day-to-day basis, like, oh, you should sleep earlier every day. I think for me, that's a bit harder because like sometimes work is very unpredictable.
Yes. Always. Not sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like I'm constantly on the phone because like when I'm not working, I wouldn't have that that revenge use of my phones, so that I can use all my free time on Instagram, on Facebook and everything. That's why I feel like one of the newer things that I've never done before that I would really want to do this year is to take 5 days off completely offline.
Wow.
And I feel like, and I know that it's gonna be a challenge.
It sounds like wow.
Such an addict to the internet. Yeah.
No, but Euan, if you can achieve this, right, and not get addicted at least one of the day, or maybe 1 hour of the one day, well, I think you've reached your purpose. I feel, because that's not easy. That's I think it's not just you. I think a lot of people can relate to this. Like 5 days off, completely off. Like I think 1 day is also like people might find it hard now in this day and age. Like if you think back about like when our parents, like even in today, like if you're living with your parents, or you can also see like your parents, right? People are not as obsessed, or they feel like they can live without a phone. But our generation, or the generation later especially, is hard for them, because we can't blame like either generation, because it's just how we are used to growing up. We have all these devices growing up, so naturally, obviously, we will be more addicted to those. Yeah. No, but I wish you all the luck, and please keep me updated. Like keep everyone updated on this. I'll be really interested to know.
I'm thinking of it as I'm thinking, I don't know whether or not I should do it consecutive 5 days, or like should it be like 5 days throughout the year, which is the second option is obviously easier. But I was also thinking of like, if I were to compare it to, Muslim fasting during Ramadan, because like
which is coming up.
Which is coming up.
Yes.
So if you think about it, if you were to only do like 5 days all spread out throughout the year, it's probably just 1 day of that suffering. But if you were to do it 5 days straight, right? At the end of that 5 day, you'll be able to sort of cleanse your body of that need. Which I thought it would be such a good mental exercise.
Right.
Yeah, and it'd be such a different experience, I feel.
So I feel maybe what can help you, right, Euan, is like, do you want people to be curious about you? Because I feel like if you take the 5 days off, personally I would go for the 5 days off, because I think that's more of a challenge if it's feasible. And second, right, like if you're taking 5 days off completely offline, people will wonder like, where is Euan? Because like you're not present anywhere, So I think that would be quite an interesting one. Yeah.
But I feel like at the same time, it's kind of like, why do I assume people would want to know where I am on the internet?
That's true. I think it's like you go in there doing your goal, like not just for yourself, but like I would say you don't have to think about what others think, but it's more like people might be curious because like you've always been on the internet, right? So like if you're doing 5 days off, that's going to be a quite interesting one where people are like, whoa, Euan, oh wow, like 5 days, like he's not online or anything. Yeah.
So when I come back, you'll be
come back like a new person. Yeah. No, but I think this one is quite a good one. I like it. Yeah. I feel like I can do 1 day personally, but I'm not sure about 5 days like consecutively. That sounds tough. Nice.
I mean, other than that, for myself is, I think one is, just now we mentioned about my love for hiking. So I would love to explore 20 new trails this year.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to be that hard, because last year my target was also 20, but I ended up doing 25.
Ooh, so you over-exceeded.
Yes, but then the thing about last year was, I just said, like, 20 trails, meaning it could be it could be a place that I have been to. But this year, I specifically wanted them to be new, which means, I have to go further. I have to go to places that I'm not so familiar with.
Oh, I think, that's good, because you're like stepping out of your comfort zone and like not sticking to the familiarity. Yeah. No, that's inspiring.
What about you? Are you trying something new?
For me is I want to go back a bit before I start on other things that I might want to start new, because you brought up about your chiropractic practitioner, right? So that's on actually one of my lists, because I don't know, is this like I actually like watching chiropractic massage videos on YouTube because it looks so soothing. I'm not sure about you, but I know some people like out there actually find it soothing. It's like, you know, when he cook the massage, I don't know, it just helps relieve, like, just seeing that. But I've always wanted to try out one myself. I haven't actually started researching in UK. I am pretty sure it's really expensive. So I might do it when I'm back home in December. But having to wait December, that's quite a long time. But that's on my list. So that's something we share in similarity, which is nice and interesting. Something new I want to try out is just to be consistent, like more consistent. Because I feel with work and personal life, you know, going into adulthood, right? It's like you have to manage all of this. Like, especially like for me, I'm staying alone, like abroad. So me managing like my work, my studies, and then social life outside of it, I find it really difficult to put some time in terms of my health, like having like a one sport hobby, which I consistently do it, like let's say 3 times a week, which is like the ideal amount of times. Yeah, so on my list it's like, okay, make sure I do that. And I was thinking, what kind of sports can I do that targets like all areas, right? So one is maybe swimming, because I tried out Pilates before, and then I go to the gym sometimes. But I thought like, maybe swimming can help with my back pain, and because you're doing the whole body. Or another thing that I've always wanted to is like cycling, because just to share a bit, it's like, I might find this a bit funny, but I don't really know how to cycle. So last time, even if I cycle, it's also like, you know, that's like the 4 wheels, the safe one. But then I've stopped cycling after age of 12 or whatever. And then now I'm quite petite myself, so it kind of frightens me going onto like a bicycle, because the ones that I see is like really tall and all, but obviously you can adjust and everything. But that's on my list, is like, okay, maybe get that fear out and then try cycling, just baby steps, right? Like 15 to 30 minutes without trying to get hurt first, like in a neighborhood with a friend. And then once I'm comfortable, then challenge myself like on the road, and just, it's a good way, because I then I can hit like my one sport hobby which I'm doing like consistently 3 times a week, right? Like maybe an hour I can even like cycle to work, or even on the weekends, like if I meet people, like I don't have to take the transport, like the tube, and save money. So that's wraps up my health and fitness for 2025.
I feel like that's amazing, because like so personally, I'm all for pushing ourselves out of our comfort zones. And I thought that you wanting to pick up cycling back, it's amazing, because like I personally knowing how to cycle, I think it's such a good skill to have, especially when we're in the UK.
Right.
I remember when I was in uni, I also cycled. I used the public bikes, but then it helped with, you know, reducing my commuting time.
Yeah. And cheaper option also. Yeah,
exactly. So I was thinking, I was also hoping I have a weight goal for myself, which is to achieve a weight range of 72 to 74 kg. At the moment, I'm around 67. Actually, in fact, I think a few weeks ago, I was already within the range of 68 to 70. But recently, because I've been quite busy at work and it's Chinese New Year, I've really been working out much. So it kind of fell back down to like 67 something. But it's fine. And I'm hoping, you know, by hook, by crook, through many different ways, I'll be able to gain weight healthily. Yeah, back to, not say back to, like, I've never been there, but this would be like my personal best, where I'm somewhere between 72 and 74 kg.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'd be great.
Yeah,
hopefully more muscles, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's why I wanted to bring up a point, like what you said about healthily. When I think that's so important, because people might have a goal, right? But they do it through like a non-healthy way, where they start like, munching or whatsoever. But having that with your mindset, like I want to achieve that goal, that weight, like a greater weight, but in a healthy way, is just good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think because I think my case is kind of different from most people, because I think most people are trying to lose weight, but actually for me, I'm trying to gain weight, and so I've been working out for a few years now, but it's more like getting myself back into that routine, that matters lah. Yeah, so maybe right after Chinese New Year, which is coming to an end very soon, I should, be a bit more disciplined with my workouts and all.
No, I'm sure like you'll reach that. And also, can you share some of your genes then? Like, I'm sure a lot of listeners want that, like the one that where they can no need to gain so fast. Like, that's so nice, yeah.
That could be like another episode.
Oh wow. Just one episode for that. Wow.
I mean, maybe it's more of I can just get a guest speaker who also does like workout, and then we can talk about our experiences in doing this.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. So like just to share a bit of a context. So like when I was in college, I used to be 58 kg for 2 whole years, despite eating a lot. I did a lot of sports, but now looking back, I realized that I actually did a lot of cardio rather than like strength or weights training. So then I was getting leaner and leaner, even though I ate a lot. So that wasn't the right exercise. So when I started uni, I also started a bit more on strength and weights training. Then I realized my weight actually shot up really quickly, in a healthy way, because I was building muscles and stuff. So I think understanding what exercise you need based on your fitness goal is important.
And also the body type.
Yeah.
So
speaking of one last fitness goal that, not say fitness, but more of a health and wellness goal that I have, is that I think it's also a good year to start taking care of my face, my skin conditions, I mean. So like I would like to commit to using one face mask every month.
Oh, Euan, you invited the perfect guest for this. Like, I'm like so picky in terms of my skincare. So if you need any advice, like I'm happy to be the one like pushing you, like, Euan, face mask tonight, okay? Have you done your face mask for this month? Like, I'm pretty sure, right, if I keep like pushing you, you probably can achieve at least 2 a month, or maybe more.
Yeah. I think that sounds funny, because like, remember just now I was saying how, let's say my fitness journey could be an episode. Actually, your
skincare,
beauty care, skincare can also be another episode as well. You have to share, what kind of products have you been using?
Oh my, you know what? Like a fun fact, right? Like at work or even in public, people actually come up to me and ask like, Patricia, what do you use for your skin? It's like glowing.
Really?
Yes, especially recent months where, I mean, I feel very lucky and grateful to hear that. But then it's like, it's like sometimes I'm just telling them like I have really nothing much to share as much as I want to, because it's more like I don't spend on the most expensive products, but my skin, I think something to humble like everyone and just make everyone like feel there's hope is like my skin wasn't like that growing up. Like my skin wasn't like perfect all the time. Like I had like that stage where it wasn't bad acne, but I had when I was growing up teenager, like I had my pimples and everything, and I always wondered like, okay, one day when am I going to have like perfect skin? I'll get like, not really confident. But I think what helped me is it's all internal, I feel. So it goes back to like how you take care of yourself internally. It's like I say, I don't spend on the most expensive product, and then but I try to make sure like I'm hydrated enough, and when
Do you think it's more of a food and mood kind of thing?
Might be mood also, I feel. If you're happy, right, then it really shows, like projects. That's what I see like in the past few months, and just getting hydrated and then try to sleep as much as you can. I know it's really tough, but it's the mood. I feel like it's all connected, like your body and the mood. And for girls, if you're putting makeup, I know you're really tired if you come back, but the least you can do is just take it off. Because I feel like maybe because I'm really disciplined, and I make sure I will not go to sleep unless I take out my makeup, at least if I went out. So maybe that has helped me. Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's some really, really good advice, and
yeah,
I'm sure like the female audience will be so
reach
happy
out.
to learn more.
Yeah.
Actually, not just female audience, okay, but acknowledge that, guys
Also, yeah.
must also, skincare is also important for
Important,
guys.
yeah, for sure.
Beauty
Yeah.
care and
Beauty.
even makeup is essential for some guys as well.
Yeah.
So I think the audience can really benefit if you were to do like a separate episode just focusing on that. I would be interested to tune in.
Yeah, I was actually thinking to start my own YouTube channel. just for beauty, like, because I'm a fan of like fashion and beauty, but I think most importantly for me it's more towards skincare. And then if let's say I do have plans to start my own company later on, and I thought that if it's not about fashion, it might be skincare very likely. So maybe keep tuned, like stay tuned for that. You might have a CEO doing skincare. Yeah.
Alright, so we have covered travel and health and fitness. So I have covered 6 goals in each category, and that makes 12 in total. How about you, Patricia?
Oh wow, I have 8. So I have 3 in travel, just 3 for travel, and then 5 for health and fitness. Right.
Alright, so that's 17 more to go for you.
Yes.
And for me, that would be 13 more. We'll be covering it in another episode, which is the part 2 of our 25 goals in 2025.
Yay!
So if you are keen to hear more about our bucket list in terms of our career and development, as well as our hobby and interests, so do, subscribe to the Expansive Thoughts podcast and also the Better You podcast, where you will not be missing out on any of our sharing.
Yes, thank you everyone for tuning in. It's lovely, having this conversation with you, Euan, because I think with us being in 2 different countries, right? I like how like right now it's so much more easy to access and then just connect with like old friends, even though you're like worlds apart. So that's nice, and connect with the audience and share our knowledge about like our own travel styles or even like health fitness tips.
Yeah, exactly. And like even when we were and I feel like us setting this podcast thing out, it was a huge learning experience, because just now when we were testing things out, there were like the record button wouldn't work, or like the audio has some echoes at the backs and that. So it's a learning process, and it's amazing to be able to do this with somebody who is just as new on this journey. So yeah.
No, it's nice, and I like what I like about it is like, despite us saying that okay, we're gonna do like a setup 15 minutes, it might have taken us a bit longer, but I like how we both problem solved together and tried to find other ways that we could use to do this and make this podcast episode possible. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so, to the audience, a lot of work is happening behind the scene to kind of make these things happen. So, if you're interested in sort of like, in our journey, if you want to follow us through our journey, it's not too late to subscribe or to follow us on Spotify and also on Instagram. And for Patricia, she's also on LinkedIn.
Yes, on Instagram and LinkedIn and Spotify.
Alright, guys, so we'll see you in the next episode, where we will dissect the rest of our 25 goals in 2025.
Stay tuned. Bye.
See you.
See you.